It is 3 in the morning. Your child is screaming, not crying, screaming, the kind that pulls you out of the deepest sleep you've had all week, sends you running down the hallway in the dark, heart pounding. You get to the door, you push it open, eyes wide, body rigid, screaming at something you cannot see. You reach for them, you say their name. They don't even know you're there. Here is what nobody told you about that night. Your child was not having a nightmare. They were not scared. They were not being dramatic. What happened was a neurological event with a name, a cause, and a solution that takes exactly 7 days. Today, Parenting IQ gives you the exact protocol. Before the science, I need to say something directly. If your child has night terrors, you have already tried everything. Earlier bedtime, later bedtime, night light, white noise, holding them, talking to them, and you watch them scream through all of it, as if you weren't even in the room. That is not a parenting failure. That is a biology problem that no one explained to you. Because here is what most pediatricians never say out loud. What you do during the night, terror almost never changes what happens during the night terror. What you do in the hours before changes everything. Tell me in the comments, how old was your child the first time this happened? Drop their age below, because what I'm about to share will make complete sense once you see how specific the biology actually is. Here is exactly what is happening inside your toddler's brain during a night terror. Think of your child's sleep as a staircase they descend all night. At the top, light sleep, where any sound might wake them. At the bottom, deep sleep, slow wave sleep, the most restorative level their brain experiences. This is where growth hormone releases, where the brain does its most important repair work. For the first 3 to 4 hours after your child falls asleep, they spend an unusually large amount of time at the very bottom of that staircase. But here is where it gets critical. When a toddler's brain reaches the end of a deep sleep cycle, it must transition back toward lighter sleep. And in children between ages 2 and 6, this transition is neurologically incomplete. The arousal system fires. It sends a signal that says, wake up. But the thinking, reasoning cortex is still completely offline. The result? Partial arousal. Not asleep, not awake, caught between two states that the brain doesn't yet have the architecture to resolve cleanly. Eyes open, body activates, fear response fires. The child screams at something existing only in the space between sleep and wakefulness. This is a night terror, and now, why does it always happen at 3 a.m.? Because for most children with a 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. bedtime, the first major slow wave sleep cycle ends between 2.5 and 4 hours after sleep onset, which lands precisely at 3 a.m. every single time. This is not bad luck. This is biological clockwork. And once you understand the clock, you can reset it. Drop your answer in the comments right now. What time does your child's night terror usually happen? I guarantee most of you will say between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. because that is exactly when the biology predicts it. One more piece of science, and this one is the most important. Your toddler's amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires hard during partial arousal. In adults, the prefrontal cortex regulates it, says, "You're safe, calm down." But in toddlers, that prefrontal cortex is barely online. It won't fully develop until age 25. Think of it as a car alarm going off in an empty parking lot at 3 a.m. No one inside the car. No one can turn it off from the outside. The alarm simply has to run its cycle. Your voice cannot reach it. Your touch cannot reach it, because the part of the brain that recognizes you is still asleep. This is why everything you tried in the moment didn't work. But the protocol doesn't work in the moment. It works before the moment. 4 steps, 7 days. Here we go. Step 1. The sleep audit. Night 1 and 2. For 2 nights, write down 3 numbers. Time your child falls asleep. Time the terror begins. Time it ends. That's it. Those 3 numbers reveal the exact length of your child's first slow wave sleep cycle. And that number becomes your target. For most toddlers age 2 to 5, it falls between 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 3 hours, 15 minutes after sleep onset. That transition window is everything. Step 2. Scheduled awakening, night 3 through 7. This step sounds counterintuitive. When I first read the research, I didn't believe it either. Using the window you identified in step 1, set an alarm for 15 to 30 minutes before the predicted night terror time. Go to your child's room. No lights, don't pick them up, don't speak more than 2 words. Simply touch their shoulder, gently, just enough to nudge them from the deepest layer of deep sleep toward a slightly lighter stage. Then leave. What you have done is manually guided their brain through the dangerous transition before it reaches the critical arousal threshold. You disarmed the car alarm 1 minute before it triggered. In pediatric sleep research, 80% of children showed complete elimination of night terrors within 1 week of consistent scheduled awakening. 80% in 7 days. Not magic. Neurological precision. Step 3. The cortisol window, every night, 60 minutes before bed. Night terrors are not only a sleep architecture problem, they are also a stress hormone problem. Cortisol, your child's primary stress hormone, stays elevated after highly stimulating days. Birthday parties, travel, big emotional conflicts. Elevated cortisol makes slow wave transitions rougher, more volatile, more likely to trigger a full arousal event. 3 actions, 60 minutes before bed. First, sensory dimming. Screens off. Lights to warm amber. Cool blue light suppresses melatonin and spikes cortisol. Sound level drops. No exciting games. Second, the co-regulation walk. 5 minutes of slow, quiet, connected movement with you. Not exercise, connection. Hold their hand. Walk slowly through the house. Your regulated nervous system literally entrains their nervous system toward calm. This is proven neuroscience, and it costs nothing. Third, the verbal safety anchor. As you lay them down, say these exact words quietly. Your body is safe. Your room is safe. I am close. 3 sentences. Twice. This activates the region of your child's brain that processes safety signals and reduces amygdala baseline activation before the sleep cycle even begins. Lower baseline activation, smoother transition, no terror. Step 4. The in-moment anchor. For nights before the protocol fully works, in the first 2 nights, you may still experience a terror. 4 rules. Rule 1. No lights. Bright light extends the episode by 8 minutes on average. Rule 2. No restraint. Physical holding activates the threat response. Stay close. Let them move. Rule 3. Anchor voice. Your lowest, slowest, steadiest voice. Below your normal pitch. Repeat only, you are safe, I am here. 4 words, on a loop. Rule 4. 15-minute rule. Most terrors last 5 to 15 minutes. Your job is not to stop it. Your job is to be regulated when it ends. So the last thing they feel before real wakefulness is safety. Think about the last time your child had a night terror. Standing in that doorway at 3 in the morning, watching them scream at something you couldn't see. Reaching for them and not being able to reach them. That helplessness is one of the loneliest feelings in parenting. And I want to tell you something. That helplessness was never about what you lacked as a parent. It was about what you lacked as information. You were standing in the dark, with no map. Now you have the map. Night terrors are most intense between ages 2 and 6. Most children naturally outgrow them by age 7 as the brain matures. Which means, if your child is 3 or 4 years old today, you have a window. A window where this protocol makes the single biggest difference. Don't wait for the biology to resolve itself. Not when the solution is 4 steps and 7 days. Tell me in the comments, how many nights per week does your child currently have night terrors? Drop your number, because based on your number, I can tell you exactly which step to prioritize first. 3 a.m. doesn't have to mean panic anymore. You have the sleep audit, the scheduled awakening, the cortisol window, the in-moment anchor, 4 steps, 7 days. If this gave you something that finally makes sense, watch next. Why your toddler only melts down with you. The neuroscience nobody explains. What you find there connects directly to the cortisol science we covered today. New protocol. Every single week at ParentingIQ, we don't raise children, we architect legacies.